For today's transfer plans video, we're going to take a look at the best moves I can make as well as chip strategy I could deploy in the next few weeks of the game. With players like Matheus Cunha and Jean-Philippe Mateta both out of action for game week 28, who could I possibly transfer in? Well, let's take a look now in today's transfer plans video. Now, I always start these videos with a quick review of the previous game week. It lets us identify issues in my squad, and then in the next section of the video, we can kind of rectify those issues and make a plan for them in the future. Of course, I am on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so if you aren't yet subscribed to the FPL Mugs YouTube channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. But in terms of game week 27, we had a pretty decent game week. 74 points overall, a game week rank of 343k. I was pretty happy with this game week. I was in the top 500k. However, with the bonus points being taken away from Trent and also one bonus point taken away from Gabriel, I'm now just outside that 500k mark. Overall, the rank this season has been up and down, up and down. Of course, starting the season very, very well, getting into the top 20k with that Erling Haaland triple captain at the very start of the season against Ipswich at home. Then from about game week 6, game week 7, when that Erling Haaland captaincy run plummeted me down, we've been slowly crawling back up to around 800k, making now my way back towards that 500k mark. So hopefully in the later stages of the season now, we can continue to climb with this sort of squad and chip strategy going forward. Of course, David Raya, Trent, Gabriel and Cucurella coming away with pretty decent scores. Cucurella coming away with 15 points, and he was my transfer in for this particular game week. Really, really happy with that transfer. It worked out very, very well. In terms of my captaincy this week, it didn't really work out as I thought it would. I went against Mohamed Salah, of course, as Cole Palmer had the favourable fixture of Southampton at home. Of course, it didn't punish me too much because Salah only came away with a clean sheet and an assist, and Cole Palmer just a clean sheet. But, of course, we had to go for it. I'm climbing rank. I'm going to have to take these differential captains when the opportunity presents itself. And Buemo coming away with an assist as well. Quite happy with that in a tough fixture. Trossard, again, a tough fixture for him. It's just not really working. This Trossard transfer hasn't really went the way I expected it to go. That West Ham at home game really was a bit disappointing, to be honest, but I can take sort of a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest, a very good defence, of course. I did make the decision to go against Bournemouth for this particular fixture. I went with the Brighton boys of Danny Welbeck and João Pedro, both scoring on the day and coming away with bonus points. So really happy with that move. And of course, they scored very well this game week. And Watkins as well coming away with an assist. So 74 points all out for game week 27. We now, of course, have an issue with Dango Ouattara. We'll quickly review that now. 76 minutes in the Brighton fixture. I think he played pretty decent, to be honest. But with Evan Nielsen starting in the FA Cup, getting a few minutes on his legs, I can see a player like Dango Ouattara starting to lose minutes in the Premier League too, and Evan Nielsen. So let's move on to the transfer plan section of the video and how I'm going to rectify that. For my transfer plans, there's a few things I need to consider, especially for this game week, but we're going to take a look at the moves that I could potentially do for the next few game weeks as well when I'm planning to use that second wild card. Initially, with my game week 28 squad, I think Dango Ouattara, as we identified in the initial section of the video where we review my last game week score, the minutes could be a real issue going forward, so potentially starting someone like João Pedro, Kirkez or Mikalenko could be the way I go this game week, but Spurs away is a pretty good fixture, so maybe I'd take that risk for maybe a 60-minute Dango Ouattara over the likes of these fellas on the bench here. I think Mikalenko could be a really great shout. Of course, Wolves away from home. Cunha just isn't available. Again, losing his rag, kicking out on Kirkez and headbutting him, actually. Very crazy behaviour. So maybe he could go ahead and start against Wolves away from home for that clean sheet potential. But overall, I think this is how the squad's going to be laid out. There is a small conversation to be had about captaincy in this particular game week. Again, it's between Palmer and Salah. You may be laughing, thinking, well, we already know who the better player is and the better player captain. Of course, we probably do with that Southampton at home fixture. But Liverpool have 4 games in 11 days, and very important games at that. Southampton is the least important game for Liverpool. They can go ahead and probably win that game with their B team. So there is a conversation to be had whether that Salah gets benched in this fixture or he just has reduced minutes. I personally think that Salah will start the game and probably come off around the 60th or 70th minute. We still really don't know too much because that PSG fixture could go really well and Salah could be benched early in that fixture, trying to save his legs for the future game weeks. But yeah, a small thing to consider. I still think Mohamed Salah will be my captain for this particular game week. Going into 29, of course, this is the blank game week. This is where we kind of need to switch on and discuss what's really the best thing to do. Straight away, I'm going to get rid of Trent and Salah and place them on the bench. I think what is the likely move I'm thinking right now is actually getting rid of Ollie Watkins. Of course, he blanks, and getting rid of Cole Palmer. What that allows me to do is go ahead and get HAALAND, and as well in the midfield, go ahead and get a more secure Semenyo for Bournemouth. His fixtures are still really good going towards the end of the season. I think he is a really great player to have in my FPL team. And then eventually I will get rid of Dango Ouattara when I do hit that wild card in 31 or 30. So this is the likely squad for game week 29, navigating that blank game week. If I really wanted to, I could actually sell Trent Alexander-Arnold, depending on whether or not I want to not have him in my wildcard team or not, because I will, of course, lose value with this move, and it will cost me 4 points because I'll only have 2 free transfers in this week. Getting Guardiola could be the way I go about things because, of course, Gabriel, Cucurella, Trossard all playing each other, and David Raya, of course, isn't great. Potentially getting rid of Cucurella and putting him on the bench for a bit more bench coverage and putting Guardiola against the Brighton side. I really don't mind this, having this sort of squad. I got a little bit of bench coverage with Cucurella and João Pedro. Of course, it's not going to be as good as free hit teams, but I think it's good enough for a blank game week. Going into 30 is a week I could be looking at a wild card. Overall, the squad looks pretty decent, though. I don't think there's many alterations I would make in this team. So maybe 31 is the week I'd prefer wildcard, just because we have a better idea within this week on blank game weeks for some teams, double game weeks for other teams as well. So yeah, overall, there's so much to consider in the next few weeks of the game. A lot of uncertainties right now, so I'm not really locking in a certain strategy because I don't think it's really possible to make. Well, of course, we can make educated guesses, but right now it is difficult to tell who's going to win certain cup games and where doubles and blanks are going to land. But yeah, overall, for the next few weeks, very minimal moves made, but I do like the look of HAALAND, especially for game week 28, but for game week 29. But yeah, overall, pretty happy with my plan going forward for the next few weeks of FPL. The next video you can expect on the channel is my market movers video, a video where I review the popular transfers in and out of people's FPL teams and give my opinion on them. Of course, I always like to give a massive thank you to those guys who support the FPL Mugs YouTube channel at the end of every video. And if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you click the like button. And if you aren't yet subscribed to the FPL Mugs YouTube channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button as well for future FPL videos and, of course, deadline streams. But that is absolutely everything for today's video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.